And this is section elevation CC at the palm pathway, and section DD, which is at the signage area, which is also the view that people are going to pass through the most because it's at the crossroad. And this is my perspectives that's not to scale. This is how the charbagh will look like with the tiles and the touch of Moroccan tiles, and this is how my focalization will look like. Moving on to softscape and hardscape, these are the trees and plants that I'm inserting into my design, which is Duranta erecta and so on. And these are the examples of hardscape that I am inserting into my design, which is the modern gazebo, the pergola, and of course the charbagh. Moving on to my plant schedule, these are the plants, list of plants that I've inserted. For example, the trees, the tree of life that symbolizes tree of life is Samania saman, which is a tree that actually mimics the replica of tree of life. Please ask me further questions about tree of life if you're interested. I have a super long answer for that. And this is Terminalia, which is also known as Almond Madagascar tree, and as well as Duranta erecta. So I chose Duranta erecta as the main shrub in my entire design because of the color. The color of Duranta erecta is very, very bright and super yellow and super bright, which can symbolize happiness. And these are the other plant species that I've inserted into my design. This is the planting details of how the planting will be. This is my enlargement plan. So this is at the tree of life, which is my main focalization of the design, and this is my perspective, which is not to scale. So this is how I want people to feel as they walk past, because it's very calming yet very simple. And this is the plan, the enlargement plan of tree of life. As you can see, the tree is evolving on the pergola, and the informal pathway is shining through, accompanied by the water feature. And this is the sections at AA, which is cut through over here, and over here, which is a long line. And BB is like the whole overall look. Next is my planting plan for tree of life. There are only 5 species in this focalization, which I think is enough because Samania saman is already a very big tree. So, and I am accompanied by Duranta erecta, Terminalia, and these are the planting details of the planting species. Moving on to the material plan for tree of life, and this is the symbol of the materials that I've used. So first we have this stamped concrete for the informal pathway. I want the tiles to be big and easy for users to step through, and the brick pavement is for the existing pedestrian walkway. Timber is used for the pergola, and last but not least is the concrete material that is used for the water feature pond. Next is the lighting plan of tree of life. We have these are basically it's outdoor LED floor lamp and pillar lamp, and also diode LED that is used for the pergola, like lighting under the pergola. So these are the pictures of how the lighting will be. And this is the enlargement plan for my edible garden, which is also known as scope of bliss. So this is how my edible garden design is. It's very simple and practical. So these are the informal pathway accompanied by a extra pathway for the OKU users. Next is the section elevation that I cut through for like a full look of how the edible garden will look like. It's actually a very simple garden, and when you pass through, you can know that it is an edible garden because of the signature banana tree that I've proposed at the entrance of edible garden, accompanied by mulberry tree as shrub at the side. And these are the planter box of pandan, curry leaf, pudina, and I also propose um, fragrant plants here because this is a toilet. So planting a pandan tree and pudina as well as stevia is actually scent absorbent, so people can actually smell the funny smell coming from the toilet. In fact, they can actually be covered by the pandan fragrant smell. So next is the planting plan of scope of bliss. There are 11 different edible planting species that I've inserted and implemented into my garden. So these are the pictures of pandan, mulberry, banana, curry, spinach, aloe vera, soursop, stevia, pudina, ulang pegaga, and lime tree that I've inserted into my design of edible garden. So thank you so much for uh, listening. Back to my... Okay, thank you so much for watching. Please ask me further questions about the design. I have super long answer that I've spent on, and I would really love to share it. Thank you so much.